What's up, and welcome to the Los Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Eslam, aka Rock God of the Sun, accompanied by Dan, Papa Sun Killer, and Dan, Emperor Disco, who every single week has to, get surprised by our intro, even though he knows it's coming. It's
No,
amazing.
I was just thinking of something funny,
Oh,
and it
okay.
just happened to coincide.
Yeah, same. I'm just glad you're alive
Okay,
after that
yes,
news.
I'm
Oh
still
yeah,
That's
here.
really it. That's really what it came down
I'm
to. It's like,
still
I
okay,
here.
don't,
he's still
I don't
here.
know why I was just thinking of you with Parkinson's, just like on the
Jesus
slew of
Christ,
like
bro.
Just
diseases.
Dan.
laughing about it.
It's
Like,
terrible,
come
and
on.
that's why I was like, intrusive thoughts. I just had to pause for a second, and then you called me out. I was just like,
Jesus Christ, Parkinson's. My God.
"You're just gonna get it on this episode. Just watch out."
Well, on this episode, we're talking about the 20 most
That's a
anticipated
segue.
movies of 2023, not the 20 most anticipated diseases that I will be getting for the rest of my life.
Hopefully, it just stays this 20. But let's see.
Uh, but yes, so we have compiled a list of our 20 most anticipated movies of the upcoming 2023. Some of them will be coming out by the time this episode comes out, and some of them will be coming out later this year. But these are the movies that have been announced so far. So later on, more movies could be announced that would have made our list. But, too bad. They should have gotten ahead of the game. Fucking losers. But please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It is easy for you to do and helps our channel grow. Go check out our social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Los Wise Guys. Go check us out. And then go check out the Los Wise Guys website, loswiseguys.com. New content going up there every day. Every day.
Every day,
That's right. All
all
right.
day,
So,
every day.
20 most anticipated movies of 2023.
Yeah.
And which one do you guys want to start with? Someone just throw out a movie real quick. Just
Honestly, I
flash
was kind of just. I wanted you to just throw one out there at random. That's
throw
what I
one
was
out
hoping
there.
for.
Flash.
There we go.
Or
All
just,
right.
have Disco just ruin it. Just have Disco be
So,
like, nah.
so the Flash is something we've discussed last episode with when we covered the new DC slate by James Gunn and Peter Safran. So we get into a really in-depth conversation about the Flash and what that could mean for certain characters and such. But this is why after I saw the trailer that dropped on the Super Bowl, which we also
Mhm.
did a reaction to, go check
Mhm.
out that video. Man, I am excited for this movie. I haven't been
Really good
excited
trailer.
for some of these movies in a while. This trailer was phenomenal. Michael Keaton looked amazing as Batman. So definitely, Flash is had to make this list. 20 most anticipated movies of 2023. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, I really, I kind of like Ezra. Well, based off this trailer and like the little that we have seen, I like kind of I might like Ezra as the Flash. I don't know. I got to see in this movie. I just wonder if
Well,
if
they've been a great Flash in the past. Yeah.
they could keep their shit together.
I mean,
but
a lot of these characters didn't have their own movies to get really fleshed out, and you
yeah,
saw little bits and pieces of them, like whether it was Cyborg or whether it was the Flash, Ezra Miller, or you know, Batman didn't get his own movie, but these characters were like not like you know received well, or like they're like I don't know about because you didn't really get to see 'em. But from this trailer like you get to really I don't know. This trailer makes me feel like Ezra Miller is gonna be a great Flash, and I hope he continues, and I hope he stays out of trouble, and we'll see what happens. But and I hope the movie is successful too, because this is one of the best stories that was written in comic books, Flashpoint. Now, obviously, it's gonna be morphed into something new for
It's
this
like
movie.
loosely based on it. It
Yeah, yeah.
seems.
But
it's huge for DC too because it
yeah,
kind of just resets everything. And if they mess it up, it kind of like it's gonna set the bar low for the rest of their phase, their
yeah,
10-year phase. So hopefully it does do good, and hopefully they
and I
flip the
mean,
script on those terrible movies trend because even Marvel's been doing really bad. Like honestly, I was just thinking the other day, I was like, yo, I'm finally over this like superhero movie trend. I'm just like, it's just so washed
That
out now.
time everybody caught up.
Yeah.
Like Marvel movies are sucking. And
Marvel's
before I
Phase
used to be
4
like,
has
oh,
been
they're so
lacking.
good. Now it's like they're all kind of bad.
For
Like
I mean,
every
to an
superhero movie is has been it's been this since Marvel Phase 1. Let's be real. Like this
eh,
has been around.
I don't agree,
The first
but
Thor movie,
well, yeah, all the Thor
like
movies have been garbage,
exactly.
but
Like the first Captain America movie was, I mean, some people liked it. It's like I don't
I
know,
mean,
bro. It's like
there was a lot of diamonds in those in the 10 years of Marvel's Phase 1 through 3.
and there were just as many bad movies.
Yeah, of course there was,
Yeah.
and we've talked about them
Yeah.
in detail, and we can go over them again, but not for these movies.
Yeah.
Um, all right. I'm just gonna choose one next. Honestly, I think this might be like one of three most anticipated movies for me personally, and 65 with Adam Driver, from the writers of A Quiet Place. I don't know, man. This is a cool story. Seems like these humanoids, which is Adam Driver, whatever, they find planet Earth, but they find it 65 million years ago when the dinosaurs are, you know, reign over the planet. And it's interesting. I don't know why, but that story is interesting to me, and I want to see
and
what they do. I'm looking forward to see what planet these people come from. Are they going? Are they looking for a new planet because they fucked up theirs? Like, what's happening? Like, there's a lot of questions. I'm looking forward, and if it's the writers from A Quiet Place, I'm sure there's going to be a twist in there somewhere,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's what happened in The Quiet Place. So,
And I love Adam Driver. I've watched him since Girls, and he's just every movie he's been in, he just has like this really amazing charisma, and he like adds his own flavor. So I really want to see Adam Driver fight some dinosaurs. That just sounds crazy. I really want to see that. So
yeah,
yeah, kudos to whoever came up with that idea.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm looking forward to it. I might not be as high as you guys, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, no, it should be good. I like Adam Driver. Unless I'm mistaken, is this the one where it's the girl from she played X-23?
It looks like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks like her.
It does
Yeah.
look like her.
Is the same girl
Um
who's in the HBO Max show, I think. His Dark Materials, right, Dan? It's the same girl.
Is it? I don't know. I couldn't
Yeah,
see from that little
Disco.
I don't know.
picture.
Yeah. Let me double check that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But
Lila,
no,
I
I
think
mean
her name was
65
Lila in the show
seems
or something like that.
yeah, 65 seems all right.
Lyra.
Seems like something I don't know if I'd go to theaters for it, but I'd catch it eventually.
Yeah,
Same with
yeah,
Flash.
she's also X-23, yeah.
Awesome,
So
awesome.
Daphne Keene is, or yeah, Daphne, Dafne, Daphne,
Daphne.
right? Yeah, Daphne Keene.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, she was X-23. She's gonna be in this, and she's also in the hit show, His Dark Materials, based on the books. Phenomenal show. Go check it out.
yeah. So that's definitely a thumbs up for me. I want to see it. I would like to check that out.
Yeah, 100%. Dan, you wanna just pick
Yeah,
one?
you pick one. Yeah.
Um, it doesn't matter. The Nun 2.
The Nun 2. Um,
Oh.
don't know much about the series, but it's a horror movie. Everybody knows how much Dan loves horror. Um, and yeah, you talk about it. Yeah.
Um, yeah, ironically, I'm not that excited about it. I do want to see it, but the first Nun movie was okay. It's just it's not so much that I'm a fan of the Nun franchise. I'm a fan of that universe that they created. I'm blanking on it. The Conjuring
Conjuring.
universe. So it's like, give me more Conjuring. The mainline Conjuring movies are the best ones.
Hmm.
So the Nun, it had its place in there. It's same thing with La Llorona. That was another one where it was hit or miss. I didn't like any of the Annabelles except for the last one. And then I'm looking forward to the Crooked Man. I don't know when that's happening. If it's still happening, I can't wait to see that. And then Conjuring 4 when that drops. But I like going back in that universe. I like to see what's going on with the Warrens and see what's going on.
The Nun. I don't remember the first one really, but what I do remember is the Nun. The way they modeled her was creepy as fuck.
Oh yeah,
I remember like I was like that. That's scary. If I woke up in the middle of the night and I seen that, or just like even if I dreamt it, I would
yeah.
be like sweating and a cold sweat. Like That's one thing I do remember. So hopefully, the second movie they could kind of amp it up, or
No, absolutely.
kind of strengthen the weaknesses they had in the last one, because
Yeah,
it was kind of mediocre. But the nun itself as a character,
visually it was incredible.
herself has an amazing potential for a scare factor and all that. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that too. I love horror movies, so
Yeah,
I'm down.
same. And I think the reason why they made this whole movie is because Conjuring Part Two is where they introduced the nun, and then it was just like, oh, this is such a amazing looking character. Let's make a whole fucking movie about it. So and that's where we got the nun from. But yeah, no, hopefully it's better than like Disco said. Looking forward to it.
I have a question about
Mhm.
horror movies in general. Do you think there's a different way they can go about horror movies to make them, I don't know, like scary for this? Like, I feel like we've been so desensitized by like just media in general that not much is scary anymore. And like horror movies like scare you by mostly just like jump scares at this point. Um, so is there, do you guys as horror movie fans, do you think there's a way for them to
I
come
mean,
about?
yeah, but there's like
I feel
multiple types
like
of horror movies.
I guess I'm like kind of projecting way into the future, but I imagine movies would become like simulation type things eventually when the tech is
Mm,
there. I feel like once we get to that level, horror will step to the next level, because it's like you're gonna be in the movie with
yeah,
them, so
yeah,
it's like something comes behind you, you're gonna be like, oh,
yeah.
it's so I can imagine at that point, whatever many years it is from now, it'll be like really fun to watch a horror movie, because you might
Yeah,
get a heart attack because you're like feeling like you're really in there.
I mean that would be cool, but like they have like the different things. Like what you're talking about isn't that's just some horror movies do that. Like you look at something like um oh shit the what's the one with the hotel Jack Nicholson,
The Shining.
The Shining, no jump scares, and it's
Mm,
considered one of the most eerie movies in history. It's up there as one of the best horror movies ever, and not one jump scare in the entire thing.
That's
So it's
because
like,
Jack Nicholson really sold it though. So
well, it's
casting,
Jack Nicholson. It's the way the movie's shot, the sound design in it. It's like the visuals. They zoom in when they need to. They zoom out when they need to. It's like everything there is. It's just about. It's really about how you
and
make the movie. If you're gonna make a campy horror movie where you want to do like 80 slasher, you know what you're going into. If you want to do like a ghost movie where there's like
has
a
there been a
haunting,
new genre of horror movie that has come out recently? That's like, I know like when the paranormal stuff came out, that was like a new, like paranormal activity. Then that kind of spun into like its own little subgenre and stuff like that. But has there been something else that, like, because I remember when Paranormal Activity 1 came out, everybody lost their shit. They're like, oh my God, this is so scary or whatever. And like, I remember watching, I was like, this is not scary at all. But I guess it was like the idea of it, which was scary.
I came
And then
across
like,
like it's
That
real,
reminds me
but
of
it's
yeah,
Blair
not. And then
Witch when
everybody
Blair
shits on
Witch
Blair
came
Witch.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah.
People need to
So
fucking
like,
respect Blair Witch. That's what it comes down to.
so it's just like, has there been something else that is new since then?
No, I mean what you see a lot of more recently is they kind of do like comedic horror movies, if in a sense.
Mm,
Like look at Megan. Megan's a
okay.
perfect example of that, where it's technically a horror movie. It's a thriller. It's a killer doll, but then there's hard like comedy elements to it. But it's like it's based loosely based in a reality where it's like this could potentially happen. So it's like you have stuff like that. But I mean, there's so many different types of horror movies, and then look at Barbarian that just
I
recently
was
came
just
out.
thinking of that too.
That's
Really,
another one
really
where
great
it's like
movie.
I
that
didn't
one they
watch that
focus
one,
more
but
on. That one's all about suspense.
mm,
That's like their thing. There is all about is suspense. There are some jump scares, but their whole thing is just build and build
hmm,
and build. So it's like there's all these different variations of horror movies. It's a lot out there.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
And the whole getting scared, it's really a preference thing. Some people they get scared just waking up in the morning. So it all depends.
That's
Life is
very true.
scary.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's some jump scares get me if I'm not really paying attention
yeah,
and I don't like. I'm like, oh, there's gonna be a jump scare or something like that. It'll get me a little bit, but otherwise, like, I haven't been scared from a horror movie since like Texas Chainsaw. And
yeah.
like the only reason that scared me wasn't even the movie; it was like the found footage that like scared me because I was just like, oh shit, this is real.
The last movie to
You,
make me jump was The Ring, and what year did that come out?
Oh yeah, The Ring was
you know,
really good too,
you
man.
know
Oh
what
my
Yeah, but
god.
it's like
random
the reason why I jumped is because the way they did there was one specific jump scare was
Yeah,
perfect. It was loud, it was quick.
yeah.
random movie that scared me was a House of Wax with Paris
Mm.
Hilton. It was
Mhm.
there's one scene where this guy like comes out the bottom floor and like cuts this dude's Achilles, and I don't know
Oh
why that just stuck with me. I just
Anytime you do an Achilles in a movie, it's like it always stands out.
yeah,
it
I
like
might lose that one next. We'll see.
yeah. I just imagine that pain and just be like, ah,
Your heel's
oh
just
my
gonna be attached
gosh,
to the back of your calf, like
Yeah.
nothing in between.
it took my Achilles. Oh
All
man,
right,
but
let's move on. Um, all right,
Pick a random one.
let's do this one. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Now, if you're a big Transformers fan, especially from like the cartoons, like Beast Wars was, I know Beast Wars was huge, toys wise and like show wise, um, and now they're finally getting to it for the Transformers franchise. Now, the Transformers franchise, um, was okay to say the least, right? That's the best I can do is okay. Not gonna even go decent. It was like
You're giving it too
okay.
much credit. You're
that's
giving it way
pushing
too
it
much
too. I
credit.
was
I
just
know,
gonna
I
say you're
wouldn't say
pushing it.
I
okay.
know, but like but it was at the end of the day. Sometimes it was entertaining, and that was just enough, right? There was
Mm.
just enough explosions. Like when I first saw the Transformers one, I really enjoyed them transforming. The visuals were pretty cool. The sound they made when they transformed, like there were certain things that like I enjoyed about it. But so when I saw Beast Wars, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, interesting. And then, I it was, will I see this movie? Uh, maybe. Like I can watch it online one day when it comes on. But I mean, from the list of movies that has been out so far, this is what we think is most anticipated.
I
Um,
I
so
feel like
Transformers, yeah.
back in the day, I like maybe after the first movie, this is the Transformer that I wanted. But now that it's like coming out 10 plus years later, I
Yeah.
don't care for it. It's just like it's whatever to me. So if it came out 10 years ago, I'd probably be like, oh my God, there's an ape, Optimus Prime, blah blah blah, and all
Yeah.
that. But now I'm just like, whatever. This shit, it's all CGI and crazy looking.
I don't know.
Who's even in that movie? What is it, Transformers?
It doesn't matter at this point.
Just
Yeah.
random people.
Like let's be real. Like transfer, in my opinion, Transformers was bad. Like always.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm going back to the cartoon and the toys. I never saw the appeal. It's a bunch of robots that shape into
In
machines.
disguise.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I
I
could
was I
do
was
anything
really
else.
into the robots and mech
Yeah.
back in the day, especially with like Gundam,
Yeah.
which is like Japanese anime manga. Yeah, I loved Gundam Wing. I loved G Gundam, and there was a lot of shit. Shout outs to Henry. He builds those kits, and they always look amazing. But yeah, man. Again, I don't know, the anime manga just did it way better than the U.S. So
Some would say I'd rather watch commercials.
Jesus.
Ah
uh,
man, that
maybe we should
that
change the name of this episode.
18 wheeler to save the universe, save the galaxy. I don't know. It just seems kind of played out. I don't know, cheesy.
20 movies we might want to see in 2023.
20 movies we think might be hot in
Yeah.
this.
20
Oh
movies
my.
somebody wants to watch.
Somebody probably.
Because apparently we picked this list, and so far we've been shitting on some of these movies.
Well, initially we were doing 20. That's the thing. So it's like
That is
we
true.
came in with a smaller list, and then it's like let's do
Well, I
20. It's
think
like all
each
right,
of
we're about to
us.
shit out some movies.
Hey, it is what it is. All right, let's move on. Um, what do I what do I want to pick right now?
Slightly
Randomize it.
anticipated
Randomize it.
list.
Let's do this one. Super
Oh,
Mario
okay.
Brothers movie. Now, as a fan of the franchise, like the trailer looked really good. I'm really enjoying a lot of the things. This is something I might take my nieces to. Like this would be a perfect movie for them to go see, get introduced to the Super Mario universe. I think it'll be fun for them to watch, and obviously I'm gonna eventually watch this movie. But if I don't take them, I'll eventually watch it online at some point. It'll be on some service. But no, yeah, this is. I'd say I'm looking forward to this.
I I I've never been too crazy about the Super Mario franchise. I've played it when I was younger, but I'm kind of like on the fence with this one. I feel like it's going to be cheesy, but then when I looked at the cast, I was like,
Great
ah man, there's
cast.
some big
Yeah.
Yeah.
hitters there. You got Chris Pratt, you got Charlie Day, Anya Joy Taylor, Jack Black, Keegan, you got Seth Rogen. It's like you got a bunch of hitters there. Just even alone can make a movie. So like when you put them
Yeah.
together, I hope, I'm hoping some magic happens here, and I hope they
I
don't
still
like.
can't believe Keegan Michael Key is Toad. Like I still can't hear
I
him.
could hear it. I could hear it.
I can't. My God, that
Yeah.
dude's great, but yeah, I
Um,
just can't hear it in his in the voice he's doing.
Even Charlie Day as Luigi, I always like found his voice kind of annoying, and they actually made it really work in the movie. I was like, oh, okay, I could see that as Luigi. Kind of, you know, not a super dominating voice, but it's definitely like a supportive character, kind of like
Yeah.
timid.
Yeah.
Oops.
With me, this is something where Eslam. I was talking to him before we started recording. I was like,
Oh
"Oh,
damn. Okay.
Mario Bros. Let me.
Sorry, you
You
froze a
good?"
bit.
You froze for a sec.
Yeah, I saw you guys like froze at my end and then reappeared. I don't know if you heard what I said at all.
No, just go. Just say it again.
uh, yeah, Super Mario Bros. It's before we started recording. I was trying to put my list together. I even told you it's like I have to be real with myself. Like, do I want to see it? Yes. Am I going to see it? Probably not. Like, it's like I look at it like the Sonic movies, where it's just like,
Mm.
oh, they're doing Sonic. I was like, okay, I played Sonic a little bit when I was younger. It's cool. Maybe I'll watch Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. I still haven't seen either one of those movies. Still.
Yeah, me either.
And it's like I'm gonna be real. Am I gonna go to the movie theaters to see Super Mario Bros? Like no, unless it's like okay, I need to kill time, and it's like oh the movies. Let me just go to the movies. Like that's the only scenario I see myself watching this movie.
Yeah.
I
Like.
tried watching it on a plane once, and I literally fell asleep in 5 minutes. It
What,
was,
oh Sonic, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's my
And people say
experience with
it's
the
great.
Sonic
People say
movies.
it's great. Like I forced myself to watch Detective Pikachu. I'm still surprised I saw that one, and it
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
bad.
I
It
did
wasn't
watch that
bad.
one, but I watched that one online. So
Yeah. So it's like maybe I'll make an attempt for Super Mario Bros. Like I want to see it. I hope it does well, but they don't need me. Mario don't need
yeah.
me.
No, they'll get their people. Um. All right. Next up, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, this
Oh,
is a prequel series to the events of the Hunger Games movies that came out with Jennifer Lawrence. I forgot which character exactly they revolve around, but I really enjoyed the Hunger Game movies. I still got to see the last two. I still haven't
Jesus.
seen.
I really enjoy the Hunger Game movies,
The two
but
that
I
I
still need
saw.
to see the last
The
two.
two that I saw were really good. I still gotta see
Shut up.
the,
Shut
la-
up.
the last movie that was broken up into part one and part two.
I hate you.
But yeah, the Hunger Games. This might make me finally watch those two movies. They're on Amazon Prime Video, so it's easy to watch. But I just gotta find the
So
time to
yeah,
watch
so
it.
I actually like all the movies that came out, and I've
Yeah,
seen them all. Yeah, no, they're pretty solid. I
yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
them very much. I highly recommend them. Looking forward to. I like that universe. I like that world
Yes, yeah,
that's created. I want to see more of that world.
yeah. Very cool. Disco, anything to say about the Hunger Games?
uh, just like Dan said, I like the world, the Katniss Everdeen character, but like you said, it's a prequel, so I mean, I don't know if she's even going to be in it, but
Yeah,
I
don't
like
think
the
so.
world, I like the concept, and I'm curious to see what kind of like crazy bunch they're going to bring together and whatnot.
Do you remember the? And I forgot which movie it is, where like PETA was like trying to hide, and like he like painted himself like into a tree like with a background, and he like morphed perfectly into the tree. And then it's just like, how
Yeah.
the fuck do you do that? It's just like he knows how to bake cakes. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yep.
It makes
Cakes.
perfect sense.
I always thought that was funny.
Oh man, I don't remember that, but that sounds absolutely
I do
ridiculous.
remember that part. It
Yeah.
was
It's like tree bark, and then you just see his face in it, and he
no
just perfectly placed himself in there
camouflaged.
and
Yeah.
painted it. Like, thank you, that's what we're looking for. Perfectly camouflaged himself in there. It was like, oh yeah, he's a baker. That's why.
Did he like use cake to camouflage himself, like
I don't
tree
even know.
cake?
Maybe he just
Like I
walks
guess
around with
because he
frosting.
decorated cake, he's good at you know mixing colors and all this stuff to then be able to apply it to camouflage. I
Maybe
guess whatever.
that kind of makes sense. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just picturing a world where it's like you have all these people murdering each other, and then he's over there playing with his crayons. Like,
Next up, we got Renfield. Yeah,
that's all
I
you
know
just go.
nothing about this
Like,
movie.
I
This
know about it,
one,
but I was like,
I actually am looking forward to this. It has Nicholas Holt as Renfield. He's a pretty good actor. I've seen him in a couple stuff, and
Damn,
of
two
course Nicholas
Nicholases
Cage
started
as yeah,
starring in this movie.
yeah,
yeah,
the
that guy's
Nicholas
been in a
Cage
lot.
as Dracula too. So they're they're both amazing actors. Well, Nicholas Cage is questionable, but he's got his moments
Nah,
definitely for
nah,
No, no,
sure.
he's a
Nicholas
great
Cage.
actor.
No, no,
He's a
come
great
on.
actor.
He's a great
He's
actor.
got some crappy movies out there though.
Oh yeah, but all
Who
yeah, I
doesn't?
mean, look at Anthony Hopkins' movies
Right.
lately. It's like a
It-
phenomenal actor, just shitty movies.
look,
You know,
No.
you got to see Jujitsu by Nicolas Cage. But anyway, Nicolas Cage, I think he's gonna bring Dracula like a breath of fresh air. He's gonna add his unique Nicolas Cage flavor to it, and I'm looking forward to it. Just seeing this Nicolas Cage being this like ancient, powerful vampire, and the trailer that I saw, they really built it up well, kind of suspense, and it follows Renfield really. And then you kind of see Dracula and like in the background doing crazy stuff, and I think it's personally I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be funny if anything.
Okay.
funny, yes, like definitely see him
Yeah,
being funny.
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's
Maybe
Nicolas
not
Cage.
like movie of the year or anything, but
Oh
I
no,
think I'm
it's
definitely gonna
people are gonna
enjoy
enjoy it.
it.
It's gonna be like a
Yeah,
cult classic, if anything.
yeah.
Okay.
The Superman that never was.
Yeah. He
Now
actually
he's
looked good as
Dracula.
Superman too.
It wasn't bad, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
And
And
then
it was
he's this this
Tim
guy
Burton
is
too.
yeah.
That would have been an interesting take on Superman.
No. And this
Hey,
guy, he's the guy that played Beast, right? In the X Men
listen,
movies.
Tim Burton's
Yeah.
Batman changed the course of the Batman comics. Right?
Vice versa.
What do you mean?
So like the comics started getting darker in the 80s, and then they're like, let's make a movie that reflects that, and then they made Tim Burton's.
Oh, really? I thought it was
Yeah.
Tim Burton. Then
No.
all the rest came from that.
Because like Dark Knight Returns came out before that movie ever came out.
Oh, okay. Damn. Well, either way, all right. I'm wrong. I'm just gonna move forward.
It's still he changed Batman for film. Like
Yes,
before that,
okay.
all we ever saw was Adam West Batman, and then before that,
Yeah,
you had like the Batman serials, which nobody saw because that was like the
because like you had
1930s or 40s.
'89 Batman, and then after that they went along with the same kind of dark Gotham in the 1990s
But then they made
animated
it
series,
campy, and it kind of like
and then the comic books went off like the series, and like they kind of reflected each other. Yeah. All right. Next up, I don't even know what I picked. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. All right.
I didn't know
So
this existed.
I did, and it was there. It kind of to me kind of reflects um the animated show that's Vox Machina. Now, I feel like Vox Machina got successful. They were like, maybe we can do something similar, because like he looks like Scanlan to me. He has a little guitar. I don't know what his powers are. You have
Probably a
this
bard.
campy group of have this campy group of characters. It's a comedy. They're doing stuff. It's Dungeons and Dragons, which is pretty much what Vox Machina is. It's a story within the Dungeons and Dragons, And
Yeah.
so I feel like this is reflecting that Vox Machina success, and I don't know how this is gonna be, but we'll see what happens with it. I'll watch it. Obviously, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm just gonna wait for it to go online. Like I'm not going to theaters for this.
Oh yeah, same here. I've never really played Dungeons and Dragons, but I've always wanted to, and I always liked
Yes, you
it.
have, didn't you?
Yeah,
That one time,
we played
that
like
one
my
time with
version
you
of it.
guys, like
Yeah, yeah.
barely.
You
played.
guys
I
never
never
played
really-
real Dungeons and Dragons.
I've never
Eslam,
played
you
with
did.
somebody that,
Eslam,
like-
you did it in Chicago. We did in
Yeah,
Chicago.
but it was similar to what we did.
Yeah, but
We just
I
made
gave
it
you guys too
more
much
fun.
leeway.
Yeah,
Well,
it
that's
can. But
the
it
only
was
time
a
I've
lot of
ever
fun.
played then,
No.
and I've always wanted to play more. But I don't know. I saw the trailer and I thought it looked kind of cheesy, but I do want to see it. At the same time, I feel like it could very easily be cheesy.
Oh,
It
it will be
has
cheesy.
Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez. I really love them, so I wonder how they'll do together. And I wonder if they can make this movie good because it can easily just be cheesy and crappy, kind of like that World of Warcraft movie that came out. I was looking forward to
Listen,
that because like the fantasy and whatnot, but it just kind of it was super flat.
this is gonna be a cheesy movie. It's gonna be super kid friendly, most likely. Um,
You sure about that?
uh, probably.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't be
all I'm,
surprised.
I'm just going off of this poster. Off of this poster, it doesn't look like it would be kid friendly to
What do you
me.
know? What can
Vox
someone look up
Machina
the
wasn't
rating?
really kid friendly either. They
Yeah,
like
but that
cursed
wasn't
and
meant to be kid friendly.
That was just a bunch of voice actors playing D&D.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Let me look it up. I want to
Yeah,
see the.
I straight up don't want to see this. Like it looks bad based off based off the poster. It was just like I could see them. It's like okay, they're getting a couple big name actors and just throwing a movie together and like hopefully this sticks, guys. I hope I'm wrong. This does not look good at all to me.
it does look like a rat pack of random ass like.
Yeah, it's just like let's just do this, I guess.
I do like Michelle
Uh,
Rodriguez.
See, I
She
I
even came
did.
back in the Fast and the Furious series. You can't kill her. She's amazing.
See, that's the thing. She did in the what's it called too, Resident Evil, I think. But I think about Michelle Rodriguez movies, and the more I think about every franchise she's in, it's like I don't like any franchise she's ever been in. I
That's
don't
not
think
her fault.
there's ever been a thing that she's in that I enjoy. So it's like it's gotten support. It's like I see her, and I was like, oh, it's probably not good.
damn. Damn, you just
That's funny.
hating.
I got hey, great actress. I the same thing happens to me with who's somebody else like that. Usually Denzel Washington, which is a weird one because people love his movies. I don't.
What
Like
franchises is he in?
I'm not franchise, but just movies in general.
Have you seen Training Day?
That's the thing. I haven't. That's like the one where it's just like, okay, I'm probably gonna enjoy this.
You need to watch that one.
Yeah, but I've seen other stuff he's done. It's like I liked He Got Game.
There's
The
another one that he's in. He got game. The Fallen. That one's a really good one. And it's like a horror movie too.
hmm.
He's followed by this like spirit. I think it's called the Zazel or some shit. And it's like
Oh, interesting.
a spirit that transfers to different bodies and follows him and kind of torments him. And he's like a detective, so he's trying to like figure it out. That was actually a pretty good Denzel movie. Low key, very
I'm not gonna lie,
underrated.
that you're losing me with that description.
Whatever.
Like
Yo, I
I
cannot
don't know.
find the rating for this fucking movie.
They got canceled. They're not making it anymore.
This is actually all they have of the movie. Is just this poster.
I guess so. Trying to find the rating for this thing. I even looked on IMDb. I just couldn't see it.
I just this is real, right? Like it is a real movie because I've never
Yeah, yeah,
heard
yeah.
about it
It
until
is a real
today.
movie. It is a real movie.
Yeah, it has a trailer too. I don't
Hmm.
know the rating. Maybe it's
It
not
might
rated
just
yet.
not. Yeah, it's probably just not rated yet.
Okay. All right. I guess
Yeah,
not.
yeah. I think it comes out towards the like end of the year, so
It's
there's
coming
probably
out
still
March 31st.
end of the year. So they definitely got time to rate it.
Yeah.
That's legit 3 months in. Like March starts tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They got 4 more weeks. This shit should definitely have a rating.
They'll figure it out.
Eh, they figure no
Okay.
one's watching this. Why bother?
All right, whatever. Let's move
Most
on.
anticipated movies of 2023.
We got to change that title. Slightly anticipated.
Oh man.
Okay.
What's next? Let
John
me
Wick
add.
4.
Oh, ooh.
John
That
Wick
picture
4.
though.
Listen, man.
I'll just go ahead
I
and mute now.
I really enjoy the John Wick concept. The the Continental, the Order of Assassins, the gold coins, that whole thing was is a great concept. It was not executed well because this is a 90s action movie, and 90s action movies had this loose story kind of there, but like the main thing about it was action, 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 and this is what this movie is, and it succeeds very well in what it is, which is a 90s action movie, a little bit of story, and blah blah blah. Now there was supposed to be a series called The Continental, which follows that hotel and like the Order of Assassins, and was supposed to dive deep a little bit into that, but I don't think it ever happened. I don't know if it will happen. We'll see if it ends up going through or not. But for what John Wick is, which is just a mindless action movie, it's probably one of the best. But other than that, it doesn't, like, the substance could have been there, but it's not, and it's disappointing because it has a really great concept. So that's what I have to say about this movie.
Totally agree. I The world building, the universe that they built was awesome, and like you said, it has so much potential. And I'll go as far as to say as I even like the first movie, like to feel like the twist, like where he did it all to just because they killed his dog. I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was funny.
I'm down with that. And John Wick, he should go that hard for his dog. Everybody should go that hard for their dogs and their animals, their pets. But after two
That's
and
kind
three
of
came
almost
out,
like an anime story. Someone killed my dog. I'm just gonna go kill the world, and
yeah, cause
but
mayhem.
then it would have kind of like developed into this great narrative that this tried to do, but it failed at.
And I think they just lost themselves in trying to
Yeah.
make the fight scene so technical and cool.
Hmm.
But like to the layman, they're not gonna care what pistol he's using. They're not
Yeah.
gonna care. He's like, oh, he's doing jujitsu. It's just like, oh, he's punching that guy. Oh, he's punching that guy now. Oh, he's shooting. They're shooting. It's like it's the same stuff. I felt like, and that's what I felt like watching the second and third movie. It just felt like all fighting and not a lot of like plot development or like I guess now I like drama and like twists and turns, something to challenge me. And but this is just like, oh, I have to get here. Let me beat up 100 men just to get to this other side of the building. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like
I
let's
think
let's
in
let's make some bring some breath of fresh air. It's like the same. It's always the same. Just John has to kill like a million people, and they're trying to kill him. That's
yeah,
that's like the premise through all the movies.
I think in at the age we're at right now, uh, story is king, right? Story is the most important thing. Whether it's drama or comedy or whatever, like it, as long as it has like at least for me, I'll speak for myself. As long as it has a great story and it's executed well, I'll enjoy the movie. Um, like I said before, this could have been really great. I really enjoy the concept behind everything they're trying to do. They just concentrate more on the action than actually developing the story. The story kind of happens in between the action scenes where they're kind of like they have a small conversation. Oh, this happened, that happened. When he went to the Middle East, because that's where the order started and the gold coins and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, that's it's not surprising. They have the money. They're assassinating people all over the world. Blah blah blah. It's just after that, I was just like, all right. I mean, this could have been great, but it wasn't done right.
I
Yeah.
like how he had that kind of like boogeyman like aura where everybody was just like afraid.
Oh shit.
But like
Yes.
when it's the
Again, I'm
same
saying
thing,
it's like
when it's the
anime,
same
bro.
thing over and
Just
over
would
again, it's
ruin the
just
movie
like
for
let's
me.
do
Yeah.
something new. Like, but I do like John Wick as a character.
Yeah.
I just wish they had different
Honestly, they should
writers
just turn this into an anime
and
and call it a
revamp it.
day. It'll be fucking phenomenal.
Oh
Just have
man.
somebody in Japan take the story, redo it in anime fashion, and it'll be one of the best animes.
Oh my god, that'd be
It'll be
crazy.
phenomenal.
They could do like super details on like the bullets and
Yeah,
just jujitsu. They could go crazy with the
and
artwork. I could see that
they'll go
actually.
ham with the story, dude. They'll go ham. Like they've taken the simplest of ideas and stories, and like just watching a sports anime is ridiculous. Like that's the simplest I can do, right? Basketball anime, football anime, and they take it, and the amount of detail and story they put into the characters is just always phenomenal and very enjoyable. Whether it's on repeat and it's the same story over and over, but I don't know why, it's just always, for me at least, it's always just like interesting and catching. So
They need to give John Wick to the Koreans. Yeah, I've been really liking like K-pop, like
yeah,
Korean like K-dramas.
yeah,
You see a Korean John Wick just kick ass.
yeah,
That's what I want.
that would be good. All right, Indiana Jones 5. My God,
Oh,
Harrison Ford still doing it. I'm sure he doesn't want to, but he's still doing it. I don't know why. Um,
he don't need money. I don't know why he's doing it either. He's
I
even
don't
in
know.
1923. I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself, man? Don't you hate people? Like,
Like, he wanted to die in Star Wars. It happened. I'm sure he wants to die in this franchise. I'm sure it'll happen in this movie. We'll
this
see
is
what
his last
happens.
movie, I think I heard.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to wrap up all his franchises. So like, I don't know, but I didn't see the fourth one with what's his name, Shia LaBeouf, and I'm most likely not gonna see this one. But
Somebody is anticipating this movie somewhere, but
dude,
I don't.
listen,
Not
Indiana
us.
Jones is a huge, like, has a huge fan base, just like Star Wars. Um, and Harrison Ford again is in the middle of this great franchise again, Lucasfilm, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I could be wrong about that, but I think you're right.
Okay,
Uh,
so it's just it's gonna be the fan base. I'm sure is gonna be happy with this, saying "Bon Voyage" to Harrison Ford. Hopefully, he goes out in a great way. Um, like I mean, the way he went out in Star Wars was very emotional, and
Remember the end to the last Halloween movie? So we knew for a fact Michael Myers was dead. He's like, "Yes, I want that.
yeah,
I want that. We need to make sure Indiana Jones is done."
that's really what he said.
Oh man,
That's
I just
wild.
wish the tagline was like Indiana Jones 5. Yeah, I know.
it is a Lucasfilm, Lucas
Okay,
Art.
It is
yeah.
Lucas. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I
Uh,
mean, it has a fan base like you said, but it's not like I feel like the fan base is just as old as he is. Like, let's be real. Like,
okay.
I saw the first three. It was cool.
Disney got owns Lucas Arts now, Lucasfilms now. So
Yeah.
it's just it's definitely gonna be really not good.
um. Yeah. I maybe we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
All
I don't
right.
know. Disney has Star Wars, and they've been choking on that. So it's
Everyone was good. Every single Star Wars movie they made was a great one.
That's
oh
based on
yeah.
your opinion.
We had
So
a whole podcast about it. I will die on that hill. I enjoyed
okay.
every one of them.
Yeah, you enjoyed every one of them, and
Yep.
sure, that's you have every right to say that. But
Yep.
we feel differently.
You and
Um.
10 other people probably somewhere.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
We
uh,
stand together.
Bro, I will watch every one of those over again before I watch another 15 minutes of like John Wick.
yeah. 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 I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Okay.
All right,
Next
what's
up,
next?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Okay.
That
I think this
sigh.
is
That
Batista's last
sigh.
one.
Jesus Christ.
Now, I'm actually looking forward to this one because I'm hoping they redeem themselves from the second movie. Second movie, I did not enjoy at all. First movie is one of my favorite Marvel MCU movies. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was phenomenal. That soundtrack was amazing. And I'm hoping they catch lightning in a bottle again with this one. I don't know. There was something special about that first movie, and I hope they can just redo it again in this one. But I mean, I didn't see the Christmas special because I just don't watch Christmas specials. I really don't care about that. But
It
yeah,
looked really cheesy too. I wasn't like digging it either.
I'm really hoping they do good for this movie. So, trailer looks interesting. I mean, Adam Warlock is a part of it. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that. And yeah,
I heard this is Batista's last one, so I'm hoping he gets like a nice redemption or like closing arc.
Yeah.
They don't just like burn him off like
I wonder if they're gonna kill him
on a
off in
whim.
this movie.
Or yeah, so I'm hoping they do something cool with his character. I heard it's because he doesn't want to be like typecasted anymore or something like
Yeah.
into those types of
I
roles. He
mean,
wants
he's
like
definitely not typecast because he did like the Glass Onion movie.
he's in a
He
new one
did
too, the Knock at the Cabin or something with
yeah.
M Night
Almost
Shyamalan.
made it. Almost made it on my list here. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's definitely not going to be typecast because of this Marvel role because he's forcing himself or others to kind of not
Yeah.
he's not forcing others, but he's going after other types of roles and not just these types of roles, which is great for him as an actor to
Yeah.
diversify his skill. So I don't see him being typecast because he's not letting
He
it
was
happen.
at first, but it's like he said it like early on in his career. It's just
Yeah.
like I don't want that. That's one of the reasons why he did Blade Runner
Yeah.
20 whatever the fuck it was. Like cuz remember he was like a scientist dude with like
Mhm.
the world's smallest glasses that didn't fit on his head. So it's like that was one of the roles I remember him talking about. It's like, yeah, I want to do that because I'm not going to just yeah, it's like he could be like a cyborg that's strong or whatever, but it's just like I
Mhm.
don't want to just be big muscle man. I want to prove I can
Yes.
act. And like
Yes, yes.
look at when that movie came out to like where he's at now.
Mhm.
He's
And
progressed.
and you got to give him props because it's like you could say you want to do that and then you could try to adventure out and then you could totally bomb. But this man, he's actually adventured
He
out
keeps
and
going, yeah.
he's killing every role he
Yeah.
does. It's like he adds so much flavor and just like even though he is like jacked, it doesn't like take away from the movie. It's not a like his size has nothing to do with him. Like it's all about his talent, and that's he's got a lot of it. And I'm sure it's not just talent. He's worked really hard for it,
Yeah.
but he's definitely he's got something there, and you can't deny that. I always
Yeah.
love Batista. I'll praise him all day.
Bro, I've been saying it for years. Best wrestler turned actor. Has been
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
quite some time now.
Yep.
I agree
He
with
needs
that.
an award for that.
Yep, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Hoping they send Batista off with a bang, and hope the movie's good. All right, next up, let's talk about some family.
Oh
Okay,
god.
let's talk about family, guys.
It's just a list of movies I don't like. Like now I'm realizing that's what this is. The most anticipated movies of 2023. It's like here's a list of movies Tan doesn't give a shit about. Okay.
It should just
And
be movies coming out 2023.
I just don't like that the tag for this is the end of the road begins because
Mhm.
that means there's more coming after this to
Yeah.
end this franchise.
Well, it's part 1, you know.
Okay, there's gonna be a part two and that's it.
It's a Fast 10 Part 2. So, which I always thought was funny because we have a Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2. Now we're going to have a Fast and Furious, which is the same initials, FFX2.
They always have like really cool actors too, like Jason Statham, John Cena, and now this one they got Jason Momoa. So I'm kind of excited for that, but at
He's
the
gonna
same
be the
time,
villain, yeah.
this series is just like, how did you even get to 10 movies? I'm. This is
Honestly, it was
amazing.
You're
Fast
stealing
5.
VCRs.
It was Fast 5 is what got them to 10
Fast
movies.
5 is the one good movie. And
Yeah.
of course, this movie is taking it continues right after because where do they go? Brazil. They go
Yeah.
back.
I never watched the trailer. They're going back to Brazil?
So, do you remember in the Fast 5 where they took the bank vault and they
Yeah.
just like killed Brazil?
Yeah.
That vault belonged to Jason Momoa.
Oh,
So now
Lord.
he's coming back to get them.
Oh,
So
nice.
they're
I,
retconning it like they always do. And
Yeah.
they're
I
like,
s-
yep, he's like, you took what's mine. I got to take it back. Look at my hair.
I saw they
Yeah.
brought back like the muscle car thing. They had like a muscle car like chained to like two helicopters, and the muscle car was just flooring it and pulling them. I was like, this is the most like
It's
craziest
ridiculous.
thing I've
Yeah.
ever seen. How many horsepower is in that car? It's like
First of all, there's not enough traction in any tires to keep that car on the ground while it's
They,
pulling
they
two
need to
helicopters.
like put like an 18 wheeler where they have like consecutive wheels on that just to like
Yeah.
The
That's
thing is, if in the Hobbs and Shaw movie, if The Rock can pull down a helicopter with just his hand and a chain,
yeah.
then of course a car could do that with two helicopters. All right, guys,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
Fast and
that,
Furious physics.
I mean, he
that's
also
why you
pushed the
gotta stay in the
torpedo in the
gym.
water.
He
So.
flexed his broken arm out of a cast and said, "Daddy's got to go to work." Like this
He
is the
did.
stupidest franchise in existence.
They went to space in 9,
Fucking
and you
called
called
it.
that. And
Called
you
that
called
shit
that
years ago.
And they like crashed into a satellite and had no damage, no
Yeah,
nothing. Like,
Yeah.
what was that car made out of? This I want to talk to their mechanic
yeah.
shop. Like,
Remember,
they
they
need
got
to hit up
scientists. They got
NASA,
scientists from Tokyo
SpaceX
First of
Drift.
all, where'd they get the money to be souping up all these cars? Like, what did
They
like?
explained that
from
in
the
the
vault.
movie. They got scientists from Tokyo Drift who were in Russia to
Yeah.
make the beat up cars, and they did.
No, no, I
So
know that, but like, yeah, okay, whatever.
it is what
They,
it is. And I feel like they had one missed opportunity here. I know they're calling it Fast X. They should have called it Fast 10, and that would have said fasten like a seatbelt. Missed opportunity.
Ah,
Missed opportunity.
interesting, interesting. Yeah,
safety first.
Hmm.
it's all about family. Fasten
Yeah,
your
exactly.
seatbelts.
Keep your family safe.
Oh Lord.
Oh God,
Such a stupid
that's
franchise.
gonna be a very anticipated movie.
Oh, definitely.
Honestly, I can't wait to see it now. I just want this shit to end at this point. I'm
It's
10 movies in. I gotta finish it.
See, my personal experience with the Fast and Furious franchise is a lot like Laurie and Michael Myers, where I need to see him die. I need to know that he's dead. I
Dominic
need to watch
Toretto.
it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's like
Oh.
I once I'm sure that the Fast and Furious franchise is dead, then I can rest in peace.
You gotta know family's okay.
Yeah.
Can't sleep at night not knowing.
Fuck, man.
Oh man,
All
what's
right.
next?
Tetris.
Holy shit, a movie I care about. All right.
Yeah. So tell us about this movie, Dan.
It's about how they made Tetris for the Game Boy. Now, I
Oh,
saw
that's
the
very
trailer for
nice.
this. I saw the trailer for this for the first time. I was like, it's a movie about Tetris. Who gives a fuck? And god damn it, it was one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Apple's pretty good though. I've been
Yeah,
watching
for
some
real.
Apple shows and some of their content. Apple actually
You know what
vets their shit
show?
pretty good.
You know what Apple show I fell off that I need to get back on?
See, sight, seen, saw.
No, that's a show Disco watched.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
like that one. And it ended. They finished it.
Foundation.
Mm.
They never made another season.
It's
I've
coming
been
out this
waiting.
year.
Thank God. I thought they just
I
like
looked it up the other day. I never finished the first season though. I kind of just fell off of it. But like it was like such an interesting story and like the space opera that they started building that I really wanted to cuz the reason
I
why this it came back into my ether was because I saw a game with this same storyline Foundation that's coming out. I think it was on the PS State of Play, if I remember correctly. But yeah.
I
Yeah.
I really like what they did with the show because they kind of like revamped it for the modern age.
Mhm.
I listened to the books on audiobook and I gotta say I was never more let down. Like I know this is probably gonna upset a lot of people, but it was just like in the book, it was like so far in the past that when he was talking about the future, it was just stuff we already have. Like he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, power tools!" Like, "Whoa, we have that." Like it's nothing. Like but in the book, like all that like basic stuff is like futuristic and crazy. So it's like hard for me to be like,
Yeah.
"This is futuristic and like sci-fi" when it's just like every day. Like
Yeah, for us now,
like nuclear fusion. Ooh, we have that already.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Tetris.
Yes, let's get back to
back to
Tetris.
Tetris.
No, it's cool. It's basically the story of how they made it. It's a Russian like game, and it's cool because like if you think about it, Tetris came out, got big on the Game Boy in the '80s, which was the Cold War era. So how the fuck did we get a Russian game? So they kind of go into it. Where this guy like he goes to Russia. He's like, they're not giving us the game. He meets with like the head of Nintendo. He sees like the first ever created Game Boy. So it's like a lot that goes into it,
Nice.
and it looks really interesting.
It's kind of
Like
like the way they I guess they had inspiration from the what was it? The Deal? The one about the making of The Godfather.
oh yeah,
The
oh, definitely.
Offer.
The Offer, one hell of
Yeah.
a show. I watched the entire thing on Paramount
No, but
Plus.
the way you're describing this, it feels kind of in the same
Hmm.
realm of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
explaining
I
how
guess it is
something
similar.
got to be there and like they
And they're like all
delve
the
deep
chaos that
into
was
it.
around
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot, man. Yeah, no, it's great, and they're just like it's the most simple thing in the world. This guy who is not into video games at all, I think he ran into somebody who was like I forgot, like he met somebody at like he was going for some type of conference or something. I don't know the details, and he sees like, oh yeah, I have this thing I did on my computer. Let me show you. And it's like this is the greatest fucking thing ever invented. What do you call it? It's like it was Tetris.
Mm.
So it's it's pretty cool. My camera keeps falling, dude.
I don't know why we set Tetris like 30 times, and for
You couldn't
some
think of what
reason,
Tetris was.
no, for some reason, Pong was what's coming into my head.
Very different.
Yeah, I know it is very different. And I'm like, Pong, I don't remember Pong coming out on the Game Boy. Like, this is wild. I remember Pong being way
It
older.
probably was.
But like, I remember it being older than the
Oh
Game
yeah,
Boy.
yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know why Tetris got me Pong, but
yeah.
my foot
No, I
is
can't
fucked
wait for
up, so I
Tetris.
don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Tetris. All right, next up, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, right? Yeah, the animated movie that came out a while back. Now we did a trailer reacts to this one also, so go check that out. But I'm very looking forward to this movie. Enjoyed the hell out of the first one. It was a new animation style. They brought this comic book pop to the animation style, like almost comic book panel pop, and it was like amazing. There was like the pow, and like they did like these certain still scenes within the movie, and I thought that was amazing. And I feel like they're gonna do something similar with this here. And like the colors were always fantastic. Like I said, the art style is amazing, and the soundtrack was really great too. So I think they're gonna repeat that all that fantasticness back into this. So looking forward to this.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. For this movie, it's first one was okay. Maybe I'll watch this at some point. That's what I
Yeah.
got.
Damn,
All
Spider-Man
right,
made
I'm
him
just gonna
have to
turn
take a
you off.
dookie.
Yeah. All right.
I uh I like the first one, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be another good one. I don't know what else to really say about it. It's just amazing animation, and I
Hmm.
feel like visually it's gonna be really stunning. Um, and I'm curious to see like what different types of Spider Mans they bring together, and how it all unfolds. I'm
Well,
definitely
yeah,
looking
there's gonna
forward
be
to
a
it.
lot of Spider-Man, and apparently there's a rumor that Tom Holland might show up in this. So it's gonna be interesting to see
Oh,
if that rumor
spicy.
comes true. Yeah.
Hopefully it does. Tell him to bring Zendaya too.
She is technically a Gwen, so she could be a part of it.
Just throw
Because we
her
have
in.
Spider Gwen, so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
never
yeah.
know. We might have
Hey, get a two for
Zendaya.
cameo.
Is she a Gwen? No, she's Mary Jane. She's an MJ.
She's an
Never mind.
MJ.
Well, she's not Mary Jane, but she was a different MJ. Whatever.
She's Tom
Uh,
Holland's. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. They could just throw her in. I'm sure they could figure it out.
well,
She
she's
just
a great
walks by.
actress, yeah.
Yeah. Um. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I'll definitely watch that whenever it comes out. I don't know if I'm gonna be like on top of it as soon as it comes out, but it's on the radar. There's some anticipation there. Uh, you want to jump to the next
100%.
one, or you want to wait for Dan?
Nah, we'll wait for Dan. There's five more, so we
All right,
can just
awesome.
wait for him. So and then we'll wrap up this episode.
Yes, sir.
Yep, yep, yep. Um, yeah, man.
Yeah, the list is going pretty interesting so far. It's definitely like popular movies, but I don't know if like we're super anticipated in like watching them.
We're also very picky in what we watch.
That's very
So
true.
I especially myself, like I have little time, so I also like not gonna watch like everything that comes out, and I haven't went to the movies in a while. Like I'm going to the movies probably this week because of Creed, but
Yeah, last movie I saw was that the new Avatar. It was a pretty good experience.
mhm.
I don't know. I feel like after COVID, it's still kind of weird to me. You know, just being so close to people and like
Yeah,
sitting in them seats. But Yeah, definitely looking forward to watching Creed. I saw actually Rocky 1 today. And
Nice.
it was something. It was something. Throwbacks, nostalgia, and all that.
So
All right, he's back. All right, let's jump into the next one.
what we doing? You guys finished Spider Man?
Scream.
Shout out to Inferno Killer Fox.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Henry.
Henry.
Let us know if you want to see any of these shitty movies.
All right, Scream. 6.
Scream 6. Yep.
Scream
He was
6.
about to
Took me
say
a second.
5.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's got Jenna Ortega, so you know it's going to be.
I hope she does a dance in this too. That'll be hilarious.
That'd
No. Well,
be
she was in
sick.
the last one, remember?
She was?
Was
Scream
she?
5. Yeah.
I guess I didn't watch that shit then because I don't remember her.
Guys got to pay attention, you know?
Actually, to be honest, I've never been a fan of the Scream movies.
Hmm.
I just thought they were always kind of cheesy, and
Oh yeah.
Killer Ghostface is always just cheesing me. It's just a dude
I
in a
like the
mask.
Scream movies. They were pretty fun
Yeah,
to
I'm a
watch.
fan of Scream. This is one of those like we were talking about earlier with horror movies, it's like one of those campy like it's a horror but now it's like I always liked it cuz it's a horror movie about horror movies. So it's just like it gets the joke about itself. So it's like I always thought that was interesting. So, but I don't know, man. Looking forward to it. They got it looks like the Scream 5 was like the reboot of the series. So they're continuing it from there. And they got Hayden Panettiere's back.
Is that
So
Courtney
Oh,
Cox?
really?
Oh,
yeah,
I
it's
haven't
Courtney
seen
Cox.
her in a while. Oh man, that's
Oh, wow. She
yeah, I
kind of
like her.
disappeared from the
Which
acting
person are you
world.
talking about?
Hayden.
Hayden,
Hayden, yeah. Oh, she was in Scream 4, remember? But that was a while back.
save the cheerleader, save the world. Somebody let
Yeah.
her go.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right?
So glad to see her come back into the Scream franchise. Her character was always cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and we got Courtney Cox. I'm not seeing I can't remember her name right now. The lady that plays Sydney. But she might be in there. I
Well,
don't know.
if in Scream 4, was that the one with Emma Roberts?
Yeah.
If I remember correct. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. And I mean and that's like
I don't think
let's
I've
be
seen
real.
Scream 5.
Scream 5 was the one that came out with just like it was during COVID
I
when
don't
Scream
yeah, but
5
I
came
don't
out.
think I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it follows Jenna Ortega and her sister. I can't remember her name. They're like the new protagonists, and
Mm.
then
In
it's kind of
Scream
like a reboot.
5 and then this
Scream
one?
5, and then
Okay,
this
so
one
that's why I
continues.
don't remember her cuz I didn't
Yeah,
watch Scream 5. Okay.
and this one looks like they're going to New York, and apparently this Ghostface is different from the other ones. I don't know why,
Mm.
but it is.
Does
But
he do
yeah, I'm looking
funky
forward to it.
dances?
I think from what they've shown, like one fun thing about Ghostface is always just like because remember it's usually just some person wearing an
Yeah.
outfit, so it's just like a bumbling idiot who trips and falls and gets stabbed and gets thrown off. It's like watching slapstick comedy with Ghostface.
Yeah, yeah.
This one, from what they're showing in the trailers, he's not doing that. This one, he's like more
Ooh.
serious.
Mhm.
So it like I guess that's the difference. Is like this Ghostface isn't stupid. So I don't know,
All
but I'm
right.
looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, me too. I'll have to watch Scream 5 so I
Scream
can
5 was
watch this
fun.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out. All right, next up, Rebel Moon, a Zack Snyder film coming to Netflix. Now, Rebel Moon is kind of from the way it looks and from the teaser trailer. This is a whole new universe that Zack Snyder is building in the sense of a space opera slash Star Wars slash Star Trek slash whatever, some
Dune.
in space, bunch of
Mm.
movie, a bunch of planets. Um, so he's building that type of universe, and I'm looking forward to that. I always like those types of films, and Zack Snyder, I enjoy some of his work, so looking forward to this. He always has a great. He does great with scenery shots. He does great with like action shots, and let's see what the story is gonna be like. So hopefully it's good.
I'm a big fan of space dramas, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully, it's
Yeah,
good, and I can just add it to the list because I love space. It always intrigues me,
same
and
here.
especially when you get like politics in space
Hmm.
and that like futuristic sci-fi feel. I thrive off that, like that Battlestar Galactica feeling.
Oh,
So
that was
good, so good.
fantastic.
I love those types of stuff.
Yeah, right now. I mean, I know nothing about this, so right now it's simply a no, simply because I just don't know anything. I would have to
Yeah,
look into it, but I don't know, man.
I think they
If it
released
could
a
win me over,
teaser recently, but nothing major yet. So,
yeah,
you know, still not
no.
much about it.
I'm not. I mean, I enjoy some space stuff, not like you guys. So it's like, if it has an interesting story, I'll watch it. If not, I'll pass.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of space, Dune Part 2. Now, I really enjoyed the remake of Dune. It was phenomenal.
Mhm.
Uh, Graphics were amazing. It was a remake, so and from what I've seen, it was very similar to the first movie, and the original,
Mhm.
almost like scene for scene, but obviously updated graphics, way better acting, and it was phenomenal. I enjoyed the world building. I tried to watch the original Dune, but it was just so bad in the acting sense, not the visual. I like the visuals don't bother me that much because the
The visuals
visuals
are
were interesting.
bad.
They're bad, but not as bad as the acting. Oh my god, that was
I was okay with the acting. Actually, it was really
just
the
like
visuals.
just like the kid, him with the dreaming and and I was just like, oh my god, I can't handle this. Like this is really bad. Like I was okay with the weird like triangle shields that popped up. That
Those
shit
things are
was
so fucking hilarious.
they were, and I was like, I'm fine with this, but the his acting, oh my
Mhm.
god, it hurt my soul, and I was like, I can't watch this. I can't.
I was okay. I saw the original. It wasn't bad. It was,
Yeah.
for its time and everything. I was okay with it. Um, so I have an idea of like where this movie's going. Um, but I feel like in the first movie they kind of like there was like a time jump and stuff, and then like in the original movie, I mean, and so they skip stuff. And now I know that this one I think is gonna be more true to the books. So I think that they're not going to do as big of time jump since they're going to have an entire movie dedicated to the second half of the original movie.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking forward to it. I like the first one a lot.
Yeah.
I'm way looking forward to it. I love the first one too. I love what they did with it, and everything down to the last minute was just phenomenal. And
Hmm.
I actually did read the books. Well, I listened to them on audiobook, and I'm very curious about this because this is one of those stories that kind of goes generations and generations. Little spoilers. The main character has a son, and then the son gets like a parasite connected to him, and then he ends up getting like this exoskeleton and kind of turns into like one of the worms, like from the movie. And then he ends up living 400 years and becomes like this king, a tyrant king, and you get to see all of that, and it's really cool just seeing the dynamic of power change and the twists and turns and the treachery and deceit. And it, if they stay true to the movie, the book too, we get to see a lot of Jason Momoa. So I know that'll be cool for a lot of women and myself because I love Jason. I loved him in C, and I loved him.
So is the second movie
He
gonna go and show? Well, I mean, I guess you said they're gonna see a lot of Jason Momoa. If I remember correctly, he died in the first movie, or at least they showed him
Yeah,
die in
they
the first
in the
movie.
books
So are they gonna do like flashbacks?
the tyrant king clones him every
Oh,
so couple years, and then until he snaps and kind of turns on the king. And it's pretty cool because it's like, why would you keep cloning him if he always kind of finds his way to the
yeah.
truth? And I just really love that certain stuff that they did with the series, and that was one of them.
Okay.
And I'm glad that they casted Jason because it's like, if you're gonna see anybody, a lot, I would like to see him because he's just a badass.
Okay. Cool. All right. Next up, um, this movie is true. Coming out soon, and we're gonna be doing a whole lot about this movie and the Rocky series.
Can't
So
wait.
stay tuned in the next 2 weeks. We'll be hopefully we will be ranking all the Rocky movies and the Creed movies, since they are all within the same universe.
It's been killing me.
Very excited about this movie. I saw this little video of Michael B. Jordan talking about how he used some aspects of anime in this movie, and like he stated Hajime no Ippo, megaloboxing, and just like the motivations of the characters and to their rivals and all this, and like some of the action sequences too. And he said there's a Dragon Ball Z punch in this movie, and and I
I think
really
I
enjoy.
saw it.
Yeah, yeah, and there, yeah, it's very nice to see that he's a fan of anime, one, and two,
Yeah.
that he's bringing some of those aspects and tying it into like this movie, and especially the action sequences, because and we'll get way more into this in the rankings, um like the action sequences of like the Rockies and then versus the Creeds and whatnots. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this. I enjoyed Creed 1 and 2. They were phenomenal movies, a lot of fun, and can't wait to see this one.
I haven't seen the Creeds, but I did start the Rocky today, and I'm excited to watch the
Nice.
rest of the Rockies and get up
Yeah.
to that Creed.
You
And
finished that first
you know,
movie?
yeah, so
Nice.
yeah, it's exciting to me because I get to see it all consecutive while I'm older and I can appreciate it more,
Yeah.
and then I get to see like crossover into the Creed like aspect of
Hmm.
things, and so I'm excited to see just the the differences and the evolution of the universe and the world. And I gotta say I enjoyed that Rocky one more than I thought. It was just
Dude, people
Rocky
always
1 is
sleep on the
fantastic.
Rock. People sleep on the Rocky franchise. I don't want to get into it because, like as I've said, we're going to
Yeah.
talk about it. But it's like I always tell people, it's like this is one of the best franchises ever made. I'm like, oh, it's the Rocky movies, and then they go back and watch it. Like, no, you're right. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know I am.
Yeah.
It's one of the best franchises ever made.
I I I wrote down a bunch of quotes on the movie. I just thought were just I had to write down,
Oh, we'll
Fun
get
but
fact.
into the dialogue.
Fun
definitely
fact.
just want to.
I want to do a little spoiler for you. So in the first movie, Rocky says, a lot. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I was noticing that.
yeah.
just so you guys are aware, for my dedication to the podcast, I counted how many times he said in that entire
Oh,
movie.
Oh
Jesus
man,
Christ. I'm sure it
it
was
just
hundreds.
him
I have the
interacting with
number.
Adrian too was just it was crazy.
Oh man.
Yo, I'm sorry. I was like,
It's like I'm trying to control myself from getting into Rocky, but Creed
Yeah.
3, my by far my most anticipated movie of the year.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, if they don't come out with another Creed 4 or the Drago spinoff this decade, then this is my most anticipated movie of the decade.
Mm.
Like I'm a huge fan of the Rocky universe. Have been my whole life, and I just can't wait. I can't
So
wait
are
for
they
Creed.
supposed to do a Drago spinoff of young Drago or Drago's son?
Yes.
Cool. Both, I
I
guess. All right.
also
No,
back to Creed.
it's supposed to be
The
Victor, I believe.
Victor.
the
Okay.
Michael B. Jordan is a phenomenal actor, and
Oh
also
yeah.
I just wanted to give a lot of credit to Jonathan Majors.
Oh,
I've
I
been
can't
seeing
wait to
him
see him,
around
bro.
lately,
He's
and
amazing.
Yeah.
he's amazing. Like from the
Yeah.
country, I forgot what that shit was called. Whatever. He's been in
Lovecraft
a lot of
Country.
movies.
Lovecraft
Lovecraft
Country. Yeah.
Country. He was really good in that. He was good in. I saw him in a drama. I forgot what it was called. He was like a war vet, and
Oh, I know
also
what you're talking about. Yeah.
in the Loki. He's the villain there, and then Quantum
Yeah,
Mania. He's
he's
just
Kang the
he's
Conqueror.
doing his rounds, and
Yeah.
I've been loving him. Just seeing him on that screen. He's an amazing character.
One
Actually,
person.
I've
Go ahead.
seen him do a. I just want to one last thing. It's random, but I saw Jonathan Majors in a photo shoot, and it
Oh, he
said
did.
he took like inspiration from the anime, and he like
Yeah,
had
he
a
did.
Don Flamingo kind of
Yep,
outfit.
he did
I
One
was like,
Piece.
that actually looks badass. Like
Yeah,
that's so cool, and I love that anime is like popular now. Before it was like, oh, weirdos only like anime. Now it's like, I based this on anime. Like anime is my identity. Like,
Yeah. One
but
thing I want to say is in the Creed movies, Tessa Thompson is the coolest person in the entire Rocky universe. Like she just exceeds. She just it's just she's just cool. She's like it's like man, I wish I was her. It's like she's like just the coolest person in the world. So I like seeing her character growth between Creed 1 and Creed 2. Very much looking forward to what's happening in Creed 3 with her as well. So
yeah.
Like I don't know, man. It's like there's no other way to describe it. She's just cool.
Yeah, man. Creed 3, can't wait for it. Fetty, stop trying to attack me.
Tell you what,
Um, all right. Evil Dead Rise.
the fact that you're sighing every time you bring a poster up, you let out a sigh. It's the funniest thing in the world.
I since I chose this movie, I'll start it off. I actually watched the TV show, and it was a little cheesy, but I got into it, and I got into the world of the Necronomicon and the whole Evil Dead.
I'm sorry, what now? You want
The
to say that again?
Necronomicon.
The
Necronomicon.
Necronomicon is
Is
the
that a
He
book.
said it
comic
It's a
for
correctly.
the
book from
dead?
the series. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
they call it in the series. I don't know
Yeah.
if you're referencing, so if you know like a different book by that name or similar, but that's what they
Yeah.
called it in the series, and that's like what brings all the dead and crazy, you know,
Just chaos.
monsters into
Yeah.
the world. So I actually saw the trailer today, and it
It's a
looked
good
pretty
trailer.
good. It looked really good.
It's a good trailer.
The mother was very creepy, and I think they're bringing new life into this Evil Dead kind of universe, and I like the direction they took, and I hopefully it wasn't like one of those movies where the trailer's good but the movie's absolute trash, because they did a really good job of like building that suspense and the horror and the creepy
Mhm.
factor of the mother just knocking on the door and just creepy face, and it's like let me in. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it, and
It was
She
good.
did look creepy because I saw a different poster with just her,
Hmm.
and she looked wild.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Really good trailer. I saw it when I went to go see Megan, and it's funny because like they're showing the trailer. I'm like, all right, horror movie. I don't know what this is, and I was just like, at the end, it's just like Evil Dead. I was like, oh shit, okay, like it caught my attention. But they did a reboot of Evil Dead a few years ago, and it didn't hit. I never watched the show Ash versus Evil Dead,
Oh,
but I've
that's what I
seen
was
the
gonna ask. Was
movies.
it that? Ah, Jesus, Freddy.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
sorry. He's
I've seen
attacking
the
my
older
foot.
movies and stuff, but I never saw the show. But it's funny if you look at the Evil Dead. It started off, it's just like, no, we're trying to be a serious horror movie, and in that time, a serious horror movie was like Friday the 13th, which really isn't all that serious. And then by the time they get to the second movie, they're like, no, let's try to throw a little bit of comedy in there, and then they created their own spin-off universe. It looks like this movie is focusing more on the horror, so I like that they're going back to that. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, the TV show got like insane.
Yeah,
Spoilers, but like I doubt any of you are gonna watch it. But like the main character, dude, he
Ash.
ended up, yeah, he ended up like I think he got like in cryostasis and woke up like 1,000 years later, and it was like end of the world apocalypse type stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
they're pushing it. I was with y'all too until this point. I was like, what are y'all even doing now? They kind of
He
just
replaced his hand with a chainsaw. Like come on.
that is true. That is true. But the show just took it above and beyond.
Oh
Wow,
yeah.
yeah, it got a little too crazy for me. But
Mhm.
I did like the world. I like the concept of it, the Necronomicon, and just
Absolutely.
the little lore that they're building. But the direction they're taking, I'm all for it. I definitely want to see this.
And fun fact, Freddy versus Jason in the comics was originally Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, and then
Mm.
they just took Ash out and they made just them two in the movie.
Damn, they're
All
like
right.
you've been chopped.
All right. Last one. Number 20. Blue Beetle.
That's a letdown. All right.
All right. So I'm actually excited for this movie. Again, this is a movie we talked about in a little bit of depth in our review of the James Gunn and Peter Safran DC slate that's coming up. So, Blue Beetle coming out this year. Looking forward to it actually. And it's the same actor who is in um,
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. Thank you. It's the Latin
Miguel.
one. Yes,
Miguel.
Miguel. Thank you. He's going to be playing Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle too. So looking
Do you think
forward to
Ted
it.
Cord's gonna be in it?
Cord Industries is there in the poster. I don't know if
Oh, I didn't
Ted
even
Cord
notice.
is going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Ted Cord himself is going to be in there or if it's going to be like the thing where he finds the beetle after Ted Cord was killed or whatnot. But yeah, we'll see. I'm interested to see how they're going to tie this into the upcoming DC slate. So uh, definitely anticipating this movie.
Yeah, I don't. really know much about him from the comics or anything, but I did see him in the show, and I always thought he was badass. So I would like to know more about him, and maybe maybe this movie will be like a good introduction, and
Yeah.
hopefully, fingers crossed. He definitely has potential. He looks. I liked his body armor and his skills, like the little
And
tools and.
in the photos that they kind of leaked, it was very accurate, comic accurate, the suit. So very looking forward to that. Think it's gonna be great.
I hope so.
But but that was the last one. Sorry to disappoint you. There are no more anticipated movies, even though we shit on three-quarters of them. But let's do some final thoughts. Uh, and Disco, why don't you go first?
Final thoughts. I got a pound of yerba mate, and now I'm just drinking yerba mate. There's a bunch of like yerba in this cup here, and I found it on TikTok, and this is why TikTok's bad for you. And now I'm like a yerba mate addict.
I don't know what that is.
It's
He's
like a
talking about
herb.
his mabate or whatever. The fuck. I don't know.
It's like a tea herb called yerba mate, and
Hmm.
apparently people in like Argentina throw it into this little gourd type thing,
Oh,
and they'll
okay.
throw a bunch of like this yerba, this
Yeah.
herb, and then they'll throw in the
Just
hot
keep
water
pouring
with a
hot
little
water on it. Yeah,
straw, and
yeah.
they'll just keep So I found it on
I knew
TikTok, and I
some.
was like, I don't know why I'm very interested in that, and it helps like replace coffee, and it has like all these good benefits. So I was
I
like,
knew
let
some
me get in that.
Uruguayans that did that too.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good. I kind of like that. You just throw in all the herb and then throughout the day, like especially if you're like if I'm like working in schoolwork where I'm going to be
Hmm.
home for a couple hours, it's really nice to kind of just sip on it, and I can just pour my water in whenever I want, and it
Does it actually give you
helps
like?
keep me focused. I
Yeah.
feel like,
Okay,
and gives me
that's
like a
good.
clean type of energy, kind of different from coffee where coffee is like definitely more noticeable. Where I'll like if I'm really tired, I'll be up and I'll notice it. But
Coffee
I feel
makes me
like
jittery and anxious. I can't
coffee
do it.
definitely sometimes messes my stomach up, or like I'll just have to use the bathroom immediately, or after like an hour or two I'll just be dead tired, like worse than
Yeah.
I was before. So it's kind of
Have
nice
you
to
ever tried
experience.
mushroom coffee?
No, I've heard good things though. I don't
Yeah.
never gotten that far. Have you?
I have. It was decent. It didn't give me the jitters or like the anxiety, but it was pretty good. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just not a fan of coffee, period. So I mean, I didn't keep going with it. So
Yeah, same here. Coffee always just sends me to the bathroom, so I kind of I try to stay away.
yeah,
But this is a nice little substitute, so I thought I'll share it with everybody. And
cool.
stuff you get from TikTok, just random ass
Yeah.
stuff.
All right, Dan. Final thoughts.
Um, I'm looking forward to about two movies. No, no, there's definitely a couple of movies I want to check out.
No.
Honestly, there probably is just two I'm willing to watch in theaters. But no, definitely plan on watching some stuff this year. My thing is, a lot of the times I like to see what the nominees are for like the Oscars, and I watch those. Those are usually really good. So
Mhm.
you don't know what they are until they've already gone through, and it's at the end
Yeah.
of the year. So I'm looking forward to see what's going to pop up there. Which one of those I've already seen, which ones I haven't, and looking forward to that. But I mean, based off this, Creed, Scream 6, Dune 2, like those are probably, in all honesty, my most anticipated movies. Those three right there.
Yeah.
Then there's some other things like Super Mario Bros. Can't wait for that, and you know, and you got shit like John Wick and Transformers.
Yeah.
He can't wait for
Um.
Fast 10.
Yeah,
Yeah. Family. My final thoughts is that I hope
survive.
I hope I still have my feet at the end of this year. I mean, with the way shit's going, you know. But no, I think I'll be good. I'm gonna get some physical therapy. Should be good after that. And let's see what happens next. What part of my body's gonna fail next? But I'll keep you guys posted. It's been fun.
My
I'm gonna
money's
see it
on
in like 1 month.
Parkinson's. Let's put my bets in.
Uh,
Does it
Jesus
come in a
Christ!
month
Knock
from
on
now? Be
wood,
like,
please.
for
I
real.
already have Alzheimer's. I don't need Parkinson's. Jeez.
Nah,
All
he's
Oh
right.
gonna get
fuck.
carpal tunnel in one wrist, arthritis in the other, and then Parkinson's at that. So he's gonna be shaking constantly because he can't help it, and it's gonna force himself to hurt because everything's just hurting. I'll knock on wood for that because that does sound like hell.
That sounds
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. Why are you trying to
Like you're
torture me?
making it so much worse.
Yeah.
I would make a joke of something like, "Oh, his elbows are gonna fall off." Like you're coming up with like this whole like thing.
God damn.
I
All right.
mean, this man got combo fucking disease on both feet, so I was
You're
just like,
you're going way too hard with your diseases, though.
no,
All right.
he's
I'm
got
gonna
to
end
get
this
one for each limb.
conversation. Thank you for listening to
He's
the
gonna
Squad
collect them
Guys
all.
podcast. If you like what you hear, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us immensely. Share and comment below. Let us know what you think about these upcoming movies. What are your most anticipated movies? Did any of yours make it onto our list? Go check out the Los Wise Guys website. And also our social medias. I kind of messed that up there, but you know
It's all
how
good.
we
They'll see
do.
it. I'll figure it out. Hey,
Whatever,
as long as you don't
man.
get shingles, you'll be fine. You know.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't even know if I got the chicken pox ever, but who knows? Thank you for listening to the Los Wise Guys podcast and have a great week.